So wagwan. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that's hey, what's up? You know, the media sometimes they want things to sound very sensational. So they talked about a study, National Institute of Health, respectable institution, published in the journal called Obesity. Again, also a very well-respected medical journal. So they talked about how in The Biggest Loser, they'd studied people who had gone on this contest, right? Or the show rather. They looked at 14 contestants from season 8 over 6 years. Just good long period, right? They say that the weight loss, the massive weight, was often unsustainable, and it was actually harmful to the metabolism of the people. They showed that 13 of the 14 regained some of the weight, and 4 of those gained back all or significant amount of what they had lost. Some cases they gained even more back, as we talked about earlier with Jessica. She was significantly fatter years after going on that show. They gave an example about the winner. He went from 430 pounds down to 191. Dramatic transformation to win the show, right? But then he now weighs 300 pounds. And they say his metabolism is slow to the point where he burns 800 calories less a day. That should be for a man of his size. Now, what do we mean when we talk about somebody's metabolism slowing down? Pretty common way to measure this is your resting metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy, which is in calories, that your body needs to stay alive, just, moving around, just doing not exercising or anything, right? So this is a very simplistic example. These are not real numbers. I'm just using some simple math to illustrate a point, right? So let's pretend your resting metabolic rate is 2,000 calories a day. Let's say you ate the standard 2,000 calories for like a man. No change in weight. Now let's pretend you went to some crash diet, Biggest Loser style, and you somewhat damaged your resting metabolic rate. So it's now 1,500 calories a day. That's an extra 500 calories, assuming you're eating the 2,000 a day, right? At the end of the week, on average, you're going to put on a pound. I mean, it varies person to person, right? Again, this is just round figures to make things simple. Now imagine you damage it further and your RMR is 1,000 calories, right? You still eat 2,000. Now you're talking 2 pounds a week. So this is what that guy's kind of suffering with his 800 calorie that his body's burning less. It's as if he was up here and then suddenly he's somewhere down at the bottom, right? He was up here and then now he's down here. So he's in a bad space because you'd have to cut down the food he eats or significantly work out more to compensate for this crappy metabolism. I remember before I lost 65 pounds, I got tested my RMR and it was like around 1,000, which I remember at the time the nutritionist, she was shaking her head saying she's not going to sure how she's going to help me because that's like a child's metabolism. But anyway, we figured something out, or she figured something out, I should say, and I lost the weight. And then I got fat again. And when I got myself tested again, it was, I think, 1,100. Now it's like 2,000, 2,100. So I'm the opposite of that guy. I have a lot more wiggle room to eat and not get fat. So I just wanted to see you have a background there of RMR when we talk about metabolism, which will make sense as I continue explaining what is happening with these people, or what happened with them rather. Back to the Obesity Journal, right? They talked about, and I'm going to quote this just to make sure I get it right. They said the Biggest Loser participants with the greatest weight loss at the end of the competition also experienced the greatest slowing of their metabolism at that time. Those 3 last words are very important. At that time. You'll see why shortly. Again, so now they continue on. I'm talking about according to the study. Contestants begin the competition with an average resting metabolism, the RMR number. But as they diet and exercise at a rapid speed, again, extreme weight loss, to lose enough to win, their metabolism significantly slows down and never recovers. Never recovers, right? This is misleading, very misleading. So I went to the study, and because I can't memorize the study, I'm going to read what the study really said. Longer-term studies found no significant sustained reductions in resting metabolic rate following weight regain. The classic Minnesota semi-starvation experiment demonstrated a sustained suppression of RMR during a period of weight regain with control refeeding when subjects were prevented from eating above baseline levels. So you starve them, semi-starvation, because you can't really do a scientific experiment where you really starve people. But in semi-starvation, you can suppress that metabolism as long as you keep them from eating below that number. However, I'm going to read again. When the Minnesota experiment subjects were allowed to eat as much as they wanted to, they used the fancy Latin ad libitum. I had to Google that to see what the hell that meant. They consumed calories substantially above baseline levels. Similarly, a recent study demonstrated an elevated metabolic rate during a period of enforced overfeeding, following a period of underfeeding. This was coincidental with significant metabolic adaptation and weight loss. This is exactly what happened to me when I lost weight the second time. The more I ate, the more weight I lost. It's exactly what happened. So what they're showing here is kind of misleading, very misleading. Rapid weight loss, such as that experienced by the Biggest Loser participants, is sometimes claimed to increase the risk of weight regain, but recent studies have failed to support this idea, since weight loss per se was not observed to affect long-term weight regain. Not observed to affect it. And even if temporarily your metabolism is messed up, because how many people know that they need to eat more food to lose weight? I mean, that was a shock to me the first time I heard it. Eat more to lose weight? That's counterintuitive, because it was your eating more that got you fat. So how can eating more make you lose weight? This is where getting a professional would be useful. Because you are determined to transform your body, you made it to the end of this video. To get more tips about how to look great and feel even better, check out one of these videos you see on the screen. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. So later's my massive. Me I go long now. For those who don't speak Jamaican patois, that's goodbye, my people.